Please welcome EHC's Associate Director of Policy, Carolina Martinez, to present the Environmental Justice Champion Award.
Buenas noches, good evening. I'm super excited to introduce you to one of the coolest people in the EJ movement, Mustafa Santiago Ali. He's one of the founders of the Office of Environmental Justice at the Environmental Protection Agency, where he worked as a senior advisor for 24 years. I met Mustafa about 5 years ago. I should say that as an activist, I was skeptical because of government agencies don't usually, social justice work inside of the structure. You question that. But he taught me otherwise very, very quickly. In a room of 30 EJ advocates from across the country, he gave us a tool that was passed down from his very own grandmother. As a kid, she would have him look at the mirror and tell himself that he was blessed and highly favored. So he had us do the same. If he asked us how we were doing, he had us respond by saying, "We're blessed and highly favored." A tool that can help us all young advocates of color talk about resiliency. That is how I was introduced to the Environmental Protection Agency. This moved me and showed me that it's exactly people like Mustafa, the movers and shakers that we need in all spaces, inside and outside of government. Mustafa is now the Senior Vice President of Climate and Environmental Justice at the Hip-Hop Caucus, a national organization working to do exactly what we're celebrating today, bringing culture and engagement together so that we go out to vote, amongst other things. EHC is very proud to recognize your work, Mustafa, and I'm very honored to present you with this year's Environmental Justice Champion Award. Please help me in welcoming him to the stage, and he will share some words of advice.
Can we give Carolina another round of applause? Gracias, mi familia de Justicia Ambiental, tu eres mi corazón. I want to thank each and every one of the folks who are here in the room today, and I want to thank Diane, who has been an incredible leader, an incredible visionary for the work that we do. I remember when I was a small boy, hearing these words, that we find these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal and endowed with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When we think about our environmental justice work, we start with that first element of life. And if we don't have that in place, all of the other ones don't matter. Everybody do me a favor, everybody take in a deep breath and let it out. We think about that sort of an action, that autonomic response. But if we don't have clean air, then we can never get to life. Y'all do me a favor, think to yourself, by a show of hands, how many folks in the last 24 hours have taken a drink of fresh water or some beverage? Because I know some of y'all was out last night. Think about that as well. Without having clean water, we can never get to life. So when we talk about life and liberty, liberty is about power. It's about freedom. It's about the ability to be able to frame out your own direction. And if you think about the environmental justice movement, from the very beginning, it has been about being able to frame out our own direction, to be able to address the injustices that have been happening inside of our community, and to move forward in a more positive and progressive way. So when we talk about life and liberty, we're also trying to get to the pursuit of happiness. Environmental justice is a two-sided coin. The injustices are those coal-fired power plants, those incinerators, those landfills, that lead that runs through the pipes in Flint, Michigan, in East Chicago, in Baltimore, and in Washington, D.C., and yes, even here in San Diego. So as we begin to focus on revitalizing our most vulnerable communities, that is the only way that we can get to that pursuit of happiness. So yes, we push back against an administration that is focused on breaking down the basic protections around our air-related laws that are in place, that are trying to break down water-related protections that are in place. And yes, we are also focused on the actions that they are doing to disinvest inside of our communities and to remove wealth from our communities. So we're very focused at this moment, but we understand that we have power. Y'all say power. Power. See, you didn't believe what you just said, so let's try it again. Let's say it again, power. Power. Say it one last time like you actually mean it. Say power. So we have to let folks know that we understand that we have power and that we will be reclaiming that power and that we will utilize our vote. We will make sure that those who do not support our communities, those that do not respect our communities, and those who do not honor the fact that we can help you find a new job if you don't do the job right, that is power. That is what the environmental justice movement is about. It's about us reclaiming our power, helping to frame out a new direction, and to make sure that we are all living out what the American dream is supposed to be about. I'm Mustafa Santiago Ali. I want to thank you for a couple of moments of your time.